Might have heard, today is the day that Joe Biden officially became president-elect of the United States. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean this. The actual human beings who make up the Electoral College got together in their various state houses across the country, and they cast their votes for president. One vote for every member of Congress a state has. So 7 in Oregon, 12 in Washington, 538 across the entire country. And if you're wondering, hold the phone. Didn't we already vote before Election Day and that whole buildup? We talked about it a lot. The mail system was up in arms. Yes, we did. We did vote, but our votes actually don't directly decide the president. We get a lot of questions about the Electoral College. Our votes decide on whether the state picks a group of Democratic or Republican electors. And today those electors voted, and it's their votes that decide the ultimate winner. And as expected, everything went according to the electoral map that we all anxiously watched on Election Day, or quite frankly, Election Week, as it's now referred to. President Trump received 232 votes. Joe Biden, former Vice President Biden, received 306 votes. More than enough to win. In Oregon, our seven electors met in Salem at 1:30, and they dropped their ballots for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Washington's 12 electors met at noon. They did the same thing. And it turns out these things are live streamed. Who knew? I mean, yeah, this does happen every 4 years, but quite frankly, we never pay that close of attention to it because it's not normally that big of a deal. It's just kind of a procedural thing. Usually whoever is the projected winner on election night just cruises over to the inauguration on January 20th without any controversy. But of course, nothing is normal about this year, right? We all know that. President Trump and his legal team have been fighting tooth and nail with mostly frivolous lawsuits to overturn elections in swing states in particular. They're claiming voter fraud despite not showing any evidence. But because of all of their challenges, there has, of course, been extra scrutiny on how the elections systems work. And in some cases, there has been a lot of tension. In Arizona, for example, electors met at an undisclosed location, fearing for their safety. In Pennsylvania and Georgia, the losing GOP party attempted to get their own electors to cast votes in defiance of the popular vote in that state. And in recent history, there has never been an election so fraught and so closely watched. So today in Olympia, when Washington's Republican Secretary of State, Kim Wyman, spoke to the electors gathered in the Capitol, it's kind of not that surprising. At this procedural moment, she got emotional. Take a listen.
This is a moment in our country's history where electors in state capitals across America are convening to cast their votes on behalf of the voters of their respective states. As you can see, this is getting me today. While some people continue to call into question the outcome of this election, average citizens from all walks of life will step up today to exercise their responsibility to perform their constitutional duty to the best of their ability and cast their ballot for President and Vice President of the United States of America. The results will be sent to Congress to begin the next steps in the inauguration process. This is an important ceremony. This is the American way of governance. This is democracy in action.
It's really crazy to hear her get choked up there, but I mean, we get it. Okay, so what does happen next now that this is done? Well, after today's electoral vote, the sealed election results are sent to Washington, D.C. And then before both the Senate and the House, the Constitution calls upon the president of the Senate to tally the votes and announce the winner. The president of the Senate is the vice president, Mike Pence. So it will fall upon him on January 6th to announce before Congress and the nation that President Trump lost the election to Joe Biden. And then all that is left to do after that is inaugurate the next president. And that will happen on January 20th.